1629. His father was a Baptist minister, and his mother was a school teacher. As a child, Dr. King's parents taught him what would become an important part of his life, and that was to always treat people with respect. His father worked hard to break down barriers between races. As young Martin grew up, he found that not everyone followed his parents' principles. He noticed that black people and white people were treated differently. He saw that he and his white friends could not drink from the same water fountains and could not use the same restrooms. Martin's best friend as a child was white, and as children they played happily together. But when they reached school age, the friends found out that even though they lived in the same neighborhood, they could not go to the same school. His friend would go to a school for white children only, and he was sent to a school for black children. Martin didn't like that at all. Dr. King was very bright. He finished high school 2 years earlier than he was supposed to. He was only 15 years old when he entered into college. While studying for a degree, he met Coretta Scott. They fell in love and got married, even though his parents opposed. No other African American gave more effectively and fully to his people and the nation than Dr. King. He helped us overcome our ignorance of one another. Dr. King sacrificed his life for the dream of equal rights. He spoke out against a war that he thought was unjust, and he also spoke against laws that he thought were unfair. He said, "There comes a time when people get tired of being kicked about." Dr. King became the focus of white hatred. During a meeting at Dr. King's house, there was a bomb thrown through the window. The people attending the meeting wanted to fight. Dr. King told them to go home in peace. He said, "We must love our white brothers. We must meet hate with love." In 1963, he led the biggest march of all. He gave his most famous speech. In his speech, he said, "I have a dream that my 4 children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character." In 1964, he won the Nobel Peace Prize. On April 4th, 1968, Dr. King was shot and killed by a man named James Earl Ray. His grave has the words, "I'm free at last," inscribed on it. His death saddened the whole nation, but it was not in vain. He will always be remembered in history and in our hearts. To remember and honor him, January 15th is now a national holiday. Dr. King brought people's dreams to reality, but he did not have the opportunity to see it come true. He could only celebrate this day in heaven. Dr. King is a hero. His examples and works changed the world we live in. Dr. King had a dream. My brothers and sisters, you have the opportunity to fulfill your dreams. God created every one of us to be successful and prosperous. Before the foundation of the world, he laid out a plan for our lives. These moments are designed not to destroy you, but to make you and improve you. Let me encourage you that the time is now to step out on faith. This is the season of God's favor and his love. Thank God for dreamers like Dr. King. Happy are those who dream dreams and are prepared to pay the price to make them come true. Thank you, Dr. King, for being the drum major who was able and ready to lead our nation to greater heights through love and peace. On January 20th, 2009, all of us witnessed Dr. King's dream come true. Barack Obama was elected into the highest office of the United States as the 44th president. Who would have ever imagined a black man would one day lead our country scarred by slavery and Jim Crow? Who would have ever dreamed that one day a man would be judged not by the color of his skin, but by the content of his character? If the world is without freedom, justice, and equal rights, then we need to change it. But it will take sacrifice. I believe that if Dr. King were here today, he would say these words to you. Hey, black child, do you know who you are? Who you really are? Do you know you can be what you want to be if you try to be what you can be? Hey, black child, do you know you can learn what you want to learn if you try to learn what you can learn? Hey, black child, do you know you are strong? I mean, really strong. Do you know you can do what you want to do if you try to do what you can do? Hey, black child, be what you want to be. Learn what you must learn. Do what you can do. And tomorrow, your nation will be what you want it to be. Thank you.
All right.